You walked out of that salon chair feeling different, but was it good different? Maybe you caught your reflection in a shop window an hour later and felt that quiet, unsettling thought, this isn't quite me. Here's the truth. A pixie cut can be one of the most flattering, confidence-building choices in style after 60, or it can quietly add years you never intended. And the difference almost never comes down to boldness. It comes down to 5 specific, avoidable mistakes, and most of them take under a minute to fix once you actually know they're there. I've spent time talking with stylists who specialize in mature hair, and the same 5 patterns keep showing up in the same order in woman after woman's story. So today, we're counting them down from 5, the least damaging, up to number 1, the mistake behind nearly every "I don't know why I don't love this" feeling in the salon chair. I'll show you the exact sentence that changes everything the moment you say it out loud. And do not leave before the end, because there's a 6th thing, a quiet insider secret almost no stylist volunteers unless you ask directly. It has nothing to do with the shape of the cut at all. One more thing before we start. None of these 5 mistakes are about being too old for anything. Every single one is fixable, usually in one conversation. So if you've been quietly blaming your age for something that was actually just a missing detail, stay with me. That's about to change. Welcome to Beyond Classic Style, where elegance has no expiration date. If you want real style advice made for women who want timeless fashion and real confidence at every age, this is your home. Before we get into it, hit that subscribe button and join the Elegant Beyond Age community. This channel only grows when women like you decide it's worth sharing. So if you haven't subscribed yet, do it now before you get pulled away. Now, let's get into it. Number 5, copying a photo without personalizing it. This mistake makes a haircut look fine in the mirror and somehow wrong in every photo after, because it was never really yours. Here's the part most women get completely wrong. They walk in with a photo of someone else's pixie and simply ask for that, full stop. That celebrity photo was built for a different face, a different texture, sometimes a different decade of life entirely. Curly hair needs to be shaped with its natural pattern, or it fights you every morning. Fine hair needs volume-focused layering, or it flattens within days. Thick hair needs texture removed, or it bulks up instead of looking sleek. The fix is one sentence. Bring the photo, then say, "I love this shape. Please adapt it to my texture and my face." That sentence turns a copy-paste request into a real collaboration, and stylists will tell you it is the fastest way a client earns their full attention in a consultation. Try this tomorrow. Set that sentence in your phone's Notes app so you don't forget to say it out loud. Here's a quick real-world example. 2 women, same photo, same salon, same week. One said nothing else. The other added the sentence. The first walked out disappointed, technically the same cut, somehow not the same feeling. The second walked out thrilled, same stylist, same skill level, one sentence was the entire difference. Quick gut check. If you've ever left a salon thinking, "It looks good, just not on me," this is very likely the reason. Not a bad haircut, a borrowed one. Number 4, skipping trims and letting it grow out. This one turns a style you loved on day 1 into a style you avoid in photos by week 6. A pixie isn't a cut it and forget it. Longer hair hides a few extra weeks of growth. A pixie cannot. Every inch shifts the whole structure. The crown loses lift, the sides lose their taper, and the change is so gradual, most women can't pinpoint the day it happened. Here's what's really going on. It's rarely that women stop caring. It's that "I'll rebook next week" quietly becomes "It's been 10 weeks." The most common thing stylists hear after fixing this is, "I forgot how much better I felt when it was actually in shape." The fix: book your next appointment on your way out the door. 4 to 6 weeks is the sweet spot. If that's not realistic, ask for a slightly longer, tapered version built to hold structure longer between visits. A well-built Pixie can stretch to 8 weeks. The wrong shape looks tired in 4. Try this tomorrow. Set a phone reminder for 5 weeks from today that simply says, "Book trim." And here's one more trick. Ask your stylist to text you the rebooking window the moment you leave, so the decision is out of your hands on a busy week. There's a financial side worth naming too. Letting a Pixie grow out too far often means a longer, more expensive correction appointment later, sometimes double the time in the chair. A quick, on-schedule trim is almost always the cheaper option, not just the better-looking one. Stay with me. The mistake at number 1 is the one that undoes everything we've covered if it's overlooked. Quick pause. If this is teaching you something new, drop a comment letting me know which number surprised you most. Number 3, the wrong bangs or no bangs at all. This is the one that actually changes how a whole face reads, and it happens in about 4 seconds with a pair of scissors. Most women over 60 land in 2 extremes. They avoid bangs entirely, worried they'll look too young, or they go in heavy and blunt, and that hard line can read as severe, drawing the eyes straight to forehead lines instead of softening them. Both extremes feel like safe choices in the moment. Neither one actually is. The sweet spot is in between, side-swept or curtain bangs, soft, moving with you instead of sitting stiff. If you're nervous, ask for point-cut ends instead of a blunt line, softer, airier. Here's the part that surprises most women when they finally try it. Soft bangs don't just soften the forehead, they change how the eyes read too, because they interrupt that long, unbroken line running straight down from the hairline. Here's what almost nobody says out loud. Bangs are the lowest risk, highest reward change on this entire list. They grow out in weeks, not months. If you've been on the fence about softening your look, this is where you start. Try this tomorrow. Sweep your front pieces to the side instead of straight down and watch what happens around your eyes. Hate them? They're back to normal in under a month, which is not true of anything else on this list. Here's a version most women haven't tried. Ask your stylist to cut the bangs slightly longer than you think you want. Longer bangs give you options. Pin them, sweep them, wear them down, while a too short fringe leaves you with exactly one look until it grows out. And if you've tried bangs before and hated them, ask yourself honestly which extreme you landed in. Most women who say bangs aren't for me tried one of the 2 hard extremes, never the soft middle ground in between. Number 2, letting it go flat. This is the one stylists say they hear about most from women in their 60s and 70s, and it's the one that actually makes women emotional in the chair. Here's why. Hair naturally loses density as we age. 3 to 4 women in every 10 deal with real thinning by this stage. Not damage, not your shampoo, just biology. A Pixie without deliberate layering lies flat against the scalp. Stylists call it the helmet effect, and it drags the whole face down. Say that number again slowly, 3 in 4 10. If this is you, you're not the exception in the room. You're the majority, quietly surrounded by other women carrying the exact same thing and assuming they're the only one. I'll be direct. A flat Pixie doesn't just look tired, it can make thinning hair look thinner, the opposite of what going short was supposed to fix. There's an emotional layer worth naming plainly here. Getting the volume right is not just a styling choice for a lot of women, it's the difference between feeling confident walking into a room and feeling like they're hiding. The fix? choppy or feathered texture through the top and crown, and don't skip styling at home because this is where the daily difference actually lives. Volumizing mousse on damp roots, dry lifting upward, never back. Here's what most stylists won't say to your face unless you ask. Not every mousse works on fine hair. Maximum hold formulas can weigh it down and undo the exact lift you need. Look for anything labeled for fine or thinning hair specifically and use it sparingly, roots only. A longtime stylist once told me about a client who came in for years saying the same thing every visit: just make it neat. Neat is what she got, flat, tidy. One afternoon, the stylist dried the same cut with lift instead, angled forward instead of back. The client went quiet, then said, "I look like myself again." Same cut, same length, only the direction changed. She didn't need a new haircut, she needed the same haircut, dried differently. And here's the honest part most tutorials skip. This only works if the cut was layered correctly in the first place. Volume styling cannot fix a cut with no layering built in. That is a conversation for your next appointment, not just your next blow dry. One more thing before we hit number 1, and I mean this. Most women get this next mistake completely backwards, and once you hear why, you will not be able to unsee it in your own mirror. Number 1. Cutting without your face shape in mind. This is the mistake behind nearly every regretful chop, the one that starts more "I don't feel like myself" conversations than anything else on this list. Here is the backward part. Most women assume a wrong pixie is a skill problem, that their stylist simply did not cut well. It is almost never that. It's a rushed consultation where face shape never came up at all. Round face chopped flat at the crown reads even wider. Long face, too little height on top stretches it further. Square jaw, hard, blunt edges sharpen instead of softening. Here's a story that captures this perfectly. A woman came into a consultation certain she had a round face. She had described herself that way her entire life. Her stylist pulled her hair back, looked for 30 seconds, and said gently, "You actually have a long face with a rounder jaw. Very different cut." The client was stunned. Nobody had ever actually looked. She had been guessing her own face shape for over 40 years. Here's the part that catches most women off guard. Your face shape can shift subtly over the years, even if it has never changed dramatically. Bone structure, skin, even posture all play a small role. The shape you were cutting for at 50 may not be exactly the shape you have now, which is exactly why guessing from memory so often goes wrong. The fix? Round faces need volume and lift at the crown. Long faces need fullness through the sides. Square faces need soft, wispy layers to blur the jaw. Heart-shaped faces need a gentle fringe to keep the crown from reading too wide. Try this tomorrow. Pull your hair back completely, take a plain photo in natural light, and trace the actual outline. Most of us have been guessing our own face shape for decades based on nothing. Save 3 or 4 photos of women who share that shape, not women you simply admire, and say plainly, "Build this around my face shape, not the photo." This is why it's number 1. Every other mistake here is fixable in a follow-up visit. This one, overlooked, means the whole cut was built on the wrong blueprint from day 1, and it amplifies everything below it on this list. Wrong bangs on the wrong face shape read as more severe. A flat crown on the wrong face shape reads as heavier. Get this one right first, and every other fix on this list gets easier. Now, here's the 6th thing, the real reason I made this video. A pixie exposes skin shaded by hair for most of your life. Your part line, your hairline, your crown. That skin has never had to build resilience because it's never had the chance. A longtime stylist told me about a client, 70s, gardened most of the year, who had worn sunscreen on her face faithfully for 30 years, every single day. She had never once thought about the top of her head. Not carelessness, nobody had ever said it out loud to her. Try this tomorrow. Part your hair in bright daylight and take one honest look. If you're outside for any length of time, a hat with sun protection and a touch of sunscreen along the part closes that gap in 10 seconds. That skin is the least checked skin on your entire body, simply because it's never had to be checked before. And here's one more small habit worth adding. At your next appointment, simply ask, "Have a look at my scalp while you're in there and tell me if anything has changed." Bringing it all together. 5. Personalize instead of copying. 4. Stay consistent with trims or build for longer. 3. Bangs that soften, not harden. 2. Volume so nothing falls flat. 1. Cut for your actual face shape. And the secret? The skin underneath deserves care too. None of this requires more money or more products. Every fix here is a sentence, 20 seconds of styling, or a reminder on your phone. Style After 60 was never about doing more. It's about knowing the few small things that actually matter. And this channel exists to keep handing you exactly that, one honest video at a time. So tell me in the comments, what is your face shape and which number on this list, 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1, hit closest to home? I read every single comment and it genuinely shapes what I cover next. Every mistake on this list and the secret we just covered has one thing in common. None of it was ever really about hair. It was about information nobody happened to hand you at the right moment. That's the gap this channel is here to close. Not with more products, not with more pressure, just the plain practical things that actually make a difference. If this video gave you even one thing you didn't already know, hit that subscribe button and join the Elegant Beyond Age community, because true elegance only gets better with age, and I would love to have you here every week. This is Beyond Classic Style, and I'll see you in the next one.